Today we are talking about how to use your behind the scenes videos to book you more work.
Keep waving. It's good stuff, man.
Welcome back to the 30 days of wedding photography videos. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe, turn the bell on, like this video if you like this video or if you like this series. There's a link in the description to all of the other videos that have come out so far this month, as well as all the future ones that will come out as they become available. That list populated. So go check in on that every day, or just turn the bell on and get the notification right to your telephone. And there's a new video up, 9 a.m. Eastern. Every single day. And today we're talking specifically about how to use behind the scenes videos to actually generate more work. I'm going to talk to James Pearce, who is a photographer out in England, and ask him for a few comments. So you've likely seen some of the real wedding days that I've done up here on YouTube. What you can also use that style of content for is actually just creating content specifically for couples or specifically for venues. And what could be a better sales tool than coming to a photographer's website and seeing a video that is a behind the scenes wedding day of the venue that they're getting married at. All of a sudden you've gone from like maybe 5 on their list, or maybe they didn't even know about you, all the way to like kind of number 1 or 2. So it is a bit of a hack as far as credibility goes and trust goes. It will definitely accelerate you up the list of anyone that's coming to your website. These 30 days are all sponsored by Focal. So Focal is a company that I've been using for my website now for, I guess, just over a month. And what Focal does, at least in the month of January, you will save the $935 setup fee. So usually there is a $935 USD setup fee for your website because they custom build you a website, and they'll do a call with you and they'll actually write things. So they'll ask you questions and then they'll write things as though they were you. That sounds creepy and weird, but they have professional copywriters on staff, and what they will do is basically just emulate your voice. It seems really weird. Wow, I'm such a great writer. Good job, me, for making this website. And they will do a first draft. And in my experience, the first draft of my website was pretty much good to go. So get your name. If you're on that wait list within January, that $935 to you is saved. So check that out. And not only does it come with the front end of your website, it comes with the back end. You can do contracts, you can do your payment requests and everything through there. It's really an amazing turnkey solution, and one that I wish that I would have had when I was first getting started in wedding photography. And now back to the regularly scheduled behind the scenes video talk. So I would say if you are somebody that's just getting into photography now, or even if you've been in photography, there's no reason to not do this. Get as much behind the scenes footage as you kind of can specifically at the events that you know are going to be those portfolio events that you're going to have in your portfolio for a long, long time. Get as much behind the scenes from them as you can. You can do something as simple as me, where I just kind of have a GoPro up there and capture it that way. Or you could go even kind of next level and maybe bring someone with you. I feel like the easiest way to do this is that if you mention to your couple, like, hey, I'm going to be bringing a bonus second photographer or a bonus third photographer to the wedding day, and they're also going to do a few behind the scenes little video clips, if that's okay with you. Most couples are going to be like, yeah, no problem. So we just get like bonus promo, and then also we get to be in your promotional stuff forever. Like, that sounds pretty cool. We feel pretty special. I would say regardless of how you kind of structure at least the specific days, is to always have something kind of back up in case you get an amazing sunset. You go out for an engagement shoot that you weren't going to run behind the scenes on. You will always end up getting some sort of stroke of luck where you get an amazing sunset, then you decide to do some off-camera lighting, and you create something that would have been really amazing for behind the scenes, and you wish that you had something to show of that. The reason that I would say behind the scenes is not only important for your business, so like piecing it into maybe a 2-minute video for your website is kind of a, hey, I'm me, get to know me type video. I think that it's also important to have longer versions of that, specifically ones that you kind of target at specific venues and rank on YouTube. Google owns YouTube. So if you're creating things that people are actually watching on YouTube, all of a sudden you are going to be ranking even higher in Google. And when people are searching for wedding photos from whatever venue, not only is your blog post going to pop up that has that video embedded in it, but also your video is likely going to pop up as well. And if people watch it, they engage with it, they stick around, they watch the video. Google has the full metrics on how they interact with that video. So if it's a good video, people watch it, they watch the entire thing. Maybe they go back and they look at a few of the photo locations a couple of times. All of a sudden that's going to become even more powerful. So that's a key piece. And then also for social media, unfortunately, specifically Instagram has very much become all about video and all about reels these days. Normally in a past year, you'd put the photo up and people would see it. Now, unfortunately, you kind of have to make that photo a video in order for the algorithm to actually push it forward to anyone. So if you do have that behind the scenes footage, all of a sudden you can make a nice little video that has that photo in it. So you still get the reach, and maybe even you get more reach than before. But unfortunately, posting just a single image now really is a challenge for anyone to actually end up seeing. So there are a lot of reasons to create video. I would say if you are uncomfortable being in front of the camera, GoPro is a very easy solution to that. Doing some voiceover is also very easy. You can just write everything that you want to say and then say it into, even if you just have your phone, you can do a voice note and drop it onto your video, or get a more professional setup if you want. The thing that I would recommend is to get comfortable, at least maybe doing a short intro and an outro in front of the camera. So get to the wedding day early. You can have a script. You can, on it, like the way that I did up all of my first promo videos was I had a script that I wanted to read. I wrote out the entire 2-minute video. If you're trying to make a good 2-minute video, it's very difficult, even now after I've made thousands of videos, to just kind of come up with it on the spot. Definitely write out a script. And what we did for the first bunch of years was I would kind of read a line, and then I'd put my phone down and I'd be like, here's the line. And then I'd read the next line and I'd do the next line. And we would just kind of hide all those cuts with B-roll over top. So for instance, you're making an intro for a wedding video at a local venue. You can cut it up into just sentences. Like you can get hey, we're here today at this wedding venue. And then you can put a little photo of the wedding venue to kind of hide that cut. We're having a great day with Sarah and James, and then a photo of them to hide that cut, and so on and so forth. There are ways around it if you can't get everything out in a cohesive way, and I definitely couldn't for a very, very long time. So don't be stressed about that. And then I would say the rest of the video, you can either do music, you can do voiceover, whatever you want to do. There are no real rules to kind of how you have to build this. If you're looking for music, all the music you've heard on my channel is through MusicBed. I guess the trouble with MusicBed is that for YouTube, it's awesome. For licensing rights to just kind of put it anywhere you want becomes a little bit more tricky. So I might recommend for this specific case, if you're doing these behind the scenes videos and, they're going to be up on your website, or maybe you're putting them in, I don't know where you could do them. You could rent one of the ads in front of the cinema, your local cinema. You could run a 30-second ad to people that are sitting there waiting for their movie to start. If you're going to do something like that, all of a sudden you'd have to go back to MusicBed and negotiate licensing, what that would be on that. If you're using a company like artlist.io or you're using Epidemic Sound, I believe that both of those are fully released for however you want to use them. So I might recommend them for this case specifically. If you are doing YouTube content, definitely check out MusicBed because the quality of their music is really kind of next level. But for an application like this, it might make sense to go with someone else. And then when it comes to editing, if you don't yet have the full Adobe subscription, so if you have access to Premiere, I would maybe say might as well use Premiere. If you don't have the full Adobe subscription and you're just on the Lightroom Photoshop plan, check out DaVinci Resolve. It is the most ridiculous free editor. There's obviously paid elements for it as well. But as far as kind of free stuff goes, it's crazy how good it is. So definitely check that out if you're looking to create these videos. Or if you're doing Reels, you can build them in the Instagram app. I find that it's just a little bit easier to have something dedicated with my images that I can actually have a little bit more control over. I also think that there's value if you are doing Reels. Don't just build them one at a time. I feel like it's a very slow process. I will sit down and I'll have maybe 3 or 4 hours to just only make Reels, and I'll make a bunch of them and I'll see which ones turn out the best, and I'll post those. Maybe the top 5 get posted, maybe the bottom 5 don't get posted, but I find that I'm a lot more efficient when I can batch process stuff like that rather than kind of doing one and finding time another time to sit down. Or you also lose kind of consistency with that as well. That if you're building one and then next week you're going to build another one, the timing and the frequency of things is kind of random, and you can't just be like, I'm going to put one up every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So not only is it harder to do that when you're building them all as one-offs, but it's also, I guess, the overall look and feel of the videos that you're creating as well. Easier to maintain consistency if you're building everything at once. And with all that said, let's go talk to James in England to talk a little bit more about behind the scenes and how they have helped his business.
I never thought that potential clients would ever view behind the scenes. I even get inquiries and say, hey, we're inquiring, and then we're looking at your website and we saw your YouTube channel and we looked at every single one of your behind the scenes. I'm like, oh my God, and it kind of made me feel like, oh my God, I didn't design them for potential clients to see. I wanted to help out photographers and stuff, and to add that, the credibility in the industry and stuff. But they were like, oh yeah, we're all getting married there. And we Googled it. And because they Googled it, YouTube is owned by Google and everything on YouTube is higher and stuff. And they watched all of them and they were like, oh yeah, we want to book you. And that's happened like quite a few times. When people were told to like make behind the scenes and stuff, people don't really take it as seriously as they should, because it took me too long I should have been doing this like since day one, but I didn't, because I was scared that, maybe it won't work out and stuff. But it's always good to have all that footage back, like in my memory. They're all on my hard drives, ready to be edited whenever I need them to be. And then obviously the more you have, the better.
That is all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Again, new video going up every single day of this month. Subscribe, turn the bell on, and I'll be back again tomorrow. If you're not yet on the Focal wait list, please hop over there right now. There's a link in the description below. Get your beautiful front-end website, beautiful back-end website, and it's a turnkey wedding photography business solution, essentially. It's your storefront. It's a beautiful storefront. It has so much trust on it, more trust indicators than I had on my past website for sure, as far as reviews go, as far as just having my packages out there in the open. It does a lot of things that my other website never did. And then also the fun fact that Squarespace sometimes was like, by the way, this email that you're sending out is going to spam. That doesn't happen to me anymore, which is nice because that was stressful. That's all for today. Subscribe, turn the bell on. I'll see you again tomorrow. Like this video if you want. That's all the things. That's all, I promise. See you tomorrow.